Om Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, please lead us from unreality to the reality, from ignorance to the knowledge, and from mortality to the immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, we are discussing the 56th verse of Aparokshanubhuti. Till now, the author was trying to establish that I am not the body, I am not the physical body, I am not the subtle body, and also I am not the causal body. And I am not this world. Sometimes we ourselves identify so much with the house, with the materialistic world, or with the different subjects. So author also tried to tell that I am different from the house. I may own the house, I am the owner of the house, but I am not the house. So similarly, I am having the body, but I am not the body. I am owing the body, but I am not the body. So all these things, so it is called desuperimposition, adhyaropa apavada. So this is the basic technique which is used in Advaita Vedanta, the non-dualistic philosophy. The moment we understand this technique, adhyaropa apavada, superimposition, desuperimposition, this basic technique, if we can understand in Advaita Vedanta, then any scripture we may study, we will be able to understand what is the process and why the author is trying to tell all these things are explained. So initially, not like Tattva Bodha, very systematically, but in his own way, the author presumed that we all know the basic concepts here. He gave some ideas about how this world came into existence, what's the nature of individual soul, what is the nature of God or the supreme consciousness. And there, the author makes us to feel that, okay, we are expecting or we are accepting the individual soul, the supreme soul, and also the world. And what are the nature and what is the relationship between them? Initially, they try to explain. That is what we call adhyaropa or superimposition. Initially itself, when we start telling everything is illusory, everything doesn't exist actually, only Brahman alone exists, all others are just illusion. So people may not be able to understand it. Initially, people may not be able to comprehend it. So as a result, the author or the saints or rishis of the Sanatana Dharma or the Vedanta, they take us from the place or the stand where we are there. Just like when we are small children, when they used to ask us to count 5 plus 6. We are all grown up now, 5 plus 6, 11 we say. If we are small, 5 plus 6, probably we used to draw 5 lines and 6 lines apart, and after 5 we start counting 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Or generally they used to give examples. Okay, here are 5 apples, here are 6 apples, count them. And we used to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we used to tell 11. Now when we see that step, we may laugh at it. Fine, but that was necessary for us to grow mentally or intellectually. So knowing our problem, knowing our mental state, so the authors or the saints or the rishis, they say, yes, this world exists, the God exists, and the individual soul also exists, and what is the nature and how these things are being created. They all explain. And the intention of their explanation is only in future to desuperimpose or to remove the ignorance or to remove the wrong notion. So that we have to understand very clearly. Why? Because many times we get caught. Okay, like the theory of Advaitavada, the theory of creation in Advaitavada is there, whether it is scientific, whether it is rational or irrational, whether it is scientific, unscientific. and this particular concept has been told, how it is. So sometimes we get very deep into it and we miss the track. So the Advaita, the intention of Advaita, the goal of Advaita telling how this world came into existence, it is only to satisfy our inquisitiveness or to satisfy our intellectual hunger so that we can be led in future to understand that the consciousness alone exists, the matter doesn't have its independent existence. As of now, the materialistic science or the empirical science is understanding and probably they're in a position to accept that, yes, there are two eternal entities. One is matter, the other is consciousness. Maybe a few years before, few decades before, only matter alone exists. Even consciousness might have come from the matter they were telling. This is what the materialistic science tells. Whereas the spiritual science or the spirituality is to tell, no, even the matter has come out from the consciousness. That's the fundamental difference between science and spirituality. Now the science is accepting there are two entities, permanent entities probably. One is the matter, which has come from atom probably. The other is called consciousness, and they are trying to explain what is consciousness, but still they are unable to. They're trying to find out from which one substance the whole world has come, I, you, everyone. Whereas the Advaita Vedanta, the non-dualistic philosophy, is already achieved that stage, and they tell from consciousness alone, everything has come. So to reach that state, to understand that properly, all this mental exercise is we have to do. Why? Because we have got so many wrong notions. To remove the wrong notions, wrong thinking, what is the way out? We have to do right thinking. The ignorance is removed by knowledge. The wrong thinking can be corrected by proper thinking or right thinking. So this Vedanta scriptures are making us to understand where we are wrong or how our thinking is wrong and what is right thinking they are trying to tell us. Now in the 56th verse, he makes very interesting note. The Advaita Vedanta, it negates the existence of the matter or the materialistic world or the empirical world as an independent entity, but we never negate the experience of it. This is very subtle and very important point. Many of us, we miss it. Say for an example, because of off light or off dark, it was not completely dark and it was not completely light. There was not complete light and there was not complete dark. There was a piece of rope, which generally Advaita Vedanta gives an example. There was a piece of rope and we saw in the dim light and we mistook it for snake. And we shouted, "Oh, snake." Then someone came with a torchlight and with the help of the light, complete light, we understood that. We started laughing, every one of us. Oh, it was a rope, not the snake. So whether the snake was there, no, the snake was never there, but the experience of snake in the rope cannot be negated. Why? Because I had that experience. My heartbeat might have increased. I had a fear. I shouted. I screamed. Or I had a sweating. If I'm a BP patient, hypertension patient, my BP might have increased, but not. So similarly, when we say that the world doesn't exist as we see, many people get confused, like the world doesn't exist according to them, according to Advaita Vedanta philosophy, non-dualistic philosophy, how it can be? Because from our birth to death, from early morning to night, every time we are experiencing this empirical world, how can you say it doesn't exist? Only we say it doesn't exist as an independent entity, but we don't negate the experience of this empirical world. As morning, I prepare noodles and I eat. I'm enjoying it. My body is getting all the nutritions from the noodles. If I don't eat anything, I will feel probably weak and I may get headache. My sugar level may go down. I may fall also because of loss of energy or whatever. So when I eat, oats or fruits or noodles or something, definitely my body is getting energy, I'm getting glucose, all these things cannot be negated. But only we say the experience cannot be negated, but only thing, the independent existence is given to the matter, that is the only thing has to be negated. Astitva, Satyatma Buddhi, we say in Sanskrit. The reality, it is a truth. The world is truth. The world exists. The existence of the world is truth has to be negated, not the experience of the world. And probably one more example I will give. In the dream, you are the millionaire. You built a big house as you had dreamt. In your lifetime, you had probably dreamt, okay, I should have a house in Malahide or near Wicklow Mountains in such a beautiful way, and I should have a lovely garden and maybe a swimming pool and so many, and a beautiful BMW car. All these dreams we had probably in the life. All this desire was fulfilled in my dream. I was enjoying, having a BMW car, my own house near the Wicklow Mountains, all these things. But there was a alarm bell ringing, then my dream got broke, then I came into senses, into the waking state, then I understood, oh my dear, it was only a dream, it is not real. I'm back to square. Wherever I was before my sleeping, after my getting up also, rising from the bed, I am the same person. Now, the truth of you are having a castle, the truth of having BMW car can be negated. It has to be negated. It doesn't have its own independent existence, but only the reality, I mean, the experience cannot be negated, but only the reality of it is negated. So similarly, when we say that the world doesn't exist, the Satyatva Buddhi, the world exists is real as the world, what we see, as it is not so. The experience cannot be negated, but only the independent existence. The independent existence of the world should be negated. That's what has been told in this 56th verse. Let us go into it now. Anubhuto ayam loko vyavahara kshamopi san asadrupo yata swapna uttarakshana bhadatah. This world, though an object of our daily experience and serving all practical purposes, is like the dream world of the nature of non-existence, inasmuch as it is contradicted the next moment. Now, avasthatra vichara, avastha, existence, state of existence, traya, three, vichara is discrimination. So this avasthatra vichara, the discrimination of the three different states of existence, is been very common in the Mandukya Karika. Whoever has read the Mandukya, we know that. What is that? One is deep sleep state, sushupti. Oh, we had a wonderful sleep. I didn't know anything. I was not aware of anything. Then the dream state. I was sleeping, but I had so many dreams during sleep. That is swapnavastha. Then the third is jagrata avastha, waking state. I hope whoever the people are listening my lectures, they are in waking state. Because sometimes we have got so much capacity, some of them. I have seen that they'll be sitting, they'll be opening their eyes, but they'll be dozing off or they'll be sleeping. Some have that special capacity. But waking state is like I'm conscious, I'm aware of myself and aware of the external surroundings or this external world. This is called Jagrata Avastha. Now, based on these three states of experience, every one of us we have got, using this analogy, discriminating them, the author or the Upanishads, they try to reach the Atman or the Brahman. Now you may ask, why they should take only these avasthas? Why they can't teach directly about the Atman, about that consciousness, about that divine principle? The problem is, it is not an object, it is a subject, first point, and it is a matter of experience. For an example, oh Swamiji, show your mobile. I can show my mobile. Where are you staying? I'm staying in the Dublin. Can you show it? Yes, I can show in the map, or you can come to the place. So any object can be shown, even amoeba or whatever so. But the I consciousness, the Atman, it is never the object, it is the subject. So it has only to be experienced. So pinpointedly, we cannot show it. That is the problem. And it is a limitation also, we can say. Since it is not an object, so we need to make us experience. But at the same time, we have got wrong notions. So the author always try to tell whatever we have got our day-to-day experience, using them only, they try to make us understand that behind all these things is there, what is that called Atman or Brahman or consciousness, awareness. So that's why they take this Avastatraya, 3 states of existence. And sometimes we get like Panchakosha Viveka, which comes in Taittiriya Upanishad, 5 sheets. In Panchadashi, there are 15 types of vicharas like this. There are alata, there are so many types. Using them, the author or the philosophers, using their analogy, using that explanation, they try to remove a wrong notion and they try to establish the truth so that we can experience our reality, or we can be aware of the reality. We can be aware, really aware of our awareness. Now here, the author is trying to take the example of the dream world. As already explained, in the dream, you had a wonderful dream you were experiencing. When you were in the dream world, whatever you were experiencing the dream, it was real for you, no doubt. The moment when your sleep broke and when you came into the senses or when you came into the state of waking state, then only you came to know that. You came to know that that was a dream. It doesn't have its independent existence or it doesn't have any reality. But if you were in the dream, and if I start telling that, oh, my dear, you are having the dream, it doesn't have any reality, it doesn't have any real existence. Oh, my dear, please stop all these things. Let me enjoy my life. Let me enjoy my dreams. Only when you came from dream state to the waking state, then only you understood that the dream state is false, it was not real, or it was unreal, or it was delusion, or whatever. So now, using that analogy, the author is trying to tell that similarly, just like your mind only became the house, the mind itself took the form of BMW car. The mind itself only took the form of, because of your memory and collection in the conscious mind or subconscious mind, it took the shape of Vikla mountains and whatnot. But in reality, nothing was existing there. Only your mind has taken all their forms, your desires, yourself, and you are the experiencer and you are the experienced. If I'm telling all these things when you were in the dream, you never used to listen. Please, Swamiji, God's sake, please stop your sermon. Let me enjoy my life, at least in the dream. But when you came to, or when you break your dream experience and when you come into waking state, when I start telling that, my dear, you had the dream, that's all. It doesn't have its reality or independent existence, real existence. Then you say, yes, Swamiji, you are true. Yes, you are right. So based of this experience, they are telling that the waking state, the so-called waking state, which is appearing real for us, that itself or that also is a big dream or the one of the longer or longest dream. This subtle point we have to understand. Till now it is nice. Now the question comes for all of us. Swamiji, you said the dream experience is not real. It doesn't have any reality. Okay, I understand. But how can you say that? Even this world, the waking experience, the experience which is in the waking state is also just like a dream. It doesn't have any reality. Come on, Swamiji, please. I don't think it is wrong. Now we tell, yes, my dear, you cannot. Yes, why? Because when you were in the dream state, you were not aware that it was real. For you, it was real. Only when you came into the waking state, then only you came to know that it was not real. So similarly, when you get out from this waking state and go to fourth state called Turiya state, then only you will understand that even the waking state is also the biggest dream, or it was one of the longest dream. But the problem is, The tautology is we are trying to understand the waking experience is a big dream, longest dream, staying in the waking state. That's the whole problem for us. That's why how much ever we listen to discourses, Vedanta discourses, we all feel maybe Swamiji right, but somehow I have got a doubt. My experience doesn't confirm. So because of the subtle problems or subtleties, the author will try to tell again and again, again and again, again and again. No, whatever you are experiencing in the real state, it is also a big dream, just like your dream state. That's what has been told. Why? Because in the dream state, when you came out, it doesn't have any existence. So similar, reality. So similarly, even this, if you see, in the world, everything is changing constantly. Heraclitus says, everything is in flux. So everything is constantly moving. Even Buddhists also, they understand. And they say that yes, every time, it is every continuous, there is a change. They give an example that I cannot touch the same water in a river. Now, in a leafy river, I touched a water, which is a flowing river, I used to say. I touched the water. After 2 seconds, if I touch, it is not the same water because the water which I touched, the water particle, it has gone further. It has moved, isn't it? Continuous change. Till then, they are right. But afterwards, they don't accept any permanent entity. They're only between Buddhism, especially Shunyavada and Yogachara or Vijnanavada and Advaita Vedanta, we get differ there. Anyhow, so in the author is trying here, just like dream state doesn't have its own reality, even the waking state also doesn't have reality. Only we have to understand. Why? Because of law of momentariness, you can see. Everything is continuously changing. If a thing has to be eternal, it should not undergo any change. For example, from my birth to from my death, so much change is happening in the body, but the conscious, the self-conscious, the awareness or I, the notion of I is never changed. When you are in 5, when you are 10 or 20 or 40, 60 or 80 years, the notion of I is same thing, isn't it? So that means the world is changing. This body is also changing. That means it doesn't exist actually, really for us. That's what has been told in this particular shloka. So that subtlety we have to understand. We never negate the experience. We only negate the existence or reality of the existence. Now, how to understand this subtle idea that has been told in the next verse in more detail. Swapno jagarano likaha swapne epi jagaro nahi dvayameva layena asti layo epi hi ubhayor nacha. Now he is bringing the third state of experience, that is deep sleep. We have got deep sleep experience, and we have got dream state experience, and we have got the experience of waking state. Now here, the author is telling the dream experience is unreal in waking. The moment we got up from the sleep, whatever the dreams we had, we understand that it was not real. Whereas the waking experience is absent in the dream. Whatever I had experienced in the waking state, that is not real during the dream. And both the experience of dream state and the experience of waking state, both are non-existent in the deep sleep state. In the deep sleep, neither your body is active, nor your sense organs are active, not even the mind, only the witness, I, or the consciousness is only there. That's the reason as soon as you get up, you can say that I had a good sleep. If I is not there, the consciousness, the witness is not there, then who to say that I have got a deep sleep? Someone had to certify me. By my own experience is enough to certify that I had a good sleep because of the existence of witness. Again, here the difference between Buddhist and Advaita Vedanta. So both experience are non-existent in deep sleep, which again is not experienced in either. Means the experience of deep sleep cannot be experienced in the dream sleep or waking state. The experience of waking state cannot be experienced in the dream sleep or deep sleep. And the experience of deep sleep cannot be experienced in the other two states. So everything is exclusive. They are not inclusive. Every state's experience is exclusive. That means what? The time and space causation is not eternal. In the science and in the Western philosophy, there's a lot of discussion whether time and space is eternal or not. The Advaita Vedanta tells very clearly the time and space is not eternal because it itself is the part of creation. The Advaita Vedanta rationally tells, of course, for many years, this question was boggling me. I read few things and I discussed many times. Why we cannot tell when the creation started? Now, Big Bang Theory has come, so many things, carbon dating and all, they're telling millions of years before has come. All these things they are telling, fine. But in reality, there are hypothetical arguments only. But in reality, rationally, if you think, you cannot tell that when the creation started. Even in the Puranas, Indian mythology or any mythological stories, if you say thousands of years, millions of years before, 100,000, 500,000 years, we all tell, fine. And that all head-boggling sometimes for me. But in reality, we cannot say why the creation has started, when the creation has started. Why? Because when the creation started, the time and space causation started, and the time and space came into existence. The time is a part of creation. Since the time is a part of creation, so we cannot tell that when the creation started. And when we say this avastatra vichara, discrimination of three states of experience, we can understand very clearly the time and space are not eternal, they are limited. Why? Because the time is in the state of experience. The state of experience is not in the time. Again, it's a very subtle idea, subtle concept. Now we have got 24 hours. Fine. Now this 24 hours, we have got a time. Fine. In that so much, I will sleep and I have got some dreams. 1 hour dream and 8 hours, 6 hours or 8 hours sleep. Okay, 9. And rest of the time, I'm in a waking state. That means 15 hours almost. Okay, that means what? In this 24 hours, I've got 3 states of experience. Dream states, deep sleep state, and waking state. That means what? The states of experience are in the time. Isn't Swami? Generally, if you ask anyone, immediately they tell yes. But I say, no, you are wrong. Then what you say? In the state of experience, the time is there. How is it? I will give an example. In the dream, you purchased a land, you built a house, you did a housewarming ceremony, and you entered, and you were a bachelor, and you got a car, then you married, then you had a children, then you are having a grandchildren and great-grandchildren. All these experience happened in how much time? In your half an hour, 1 hour dream. In 1 hour, you got a lucrative job, you built a castle, house of your dream, of your wish, you married, you had a children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. Wonderful, you had a good experience, wonderful experience. Then your dream broke. Then you came into senses, it was a dream. And now if the same thing has to happen in the waking state, then you can imagine how many years it will take to happen all these things. Whatever, maybe few 40 years or 50 years or 60 years of experience, which happens in the waking state, that happened in 1 hour or 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes in the dream state. Imagine. And one more example. Oh, yesterday I went to bed at 10 p.m. and I was tired. In 5 or 10 minutes, I went to sleep. And morning, when alarm rang, I got up and I saw just 5-10 minutes probably I slept, I thought, but already it was 6 a.m. 8 hours of sleep you had, but you felt as if it was the experience of only 5 or 10 minutes, or just fraction of second, or few seconds, or few minutes, or whatever, or even 1 hour. If it is in the waking state, it is 8 hours, but your experience says it was few minutes or fraction of seconds. That means what? Time, the time of deep sleep is different from the time of dream state, and the time of dream state differs from the time of waking state. So time exists in the state of experience. The state of experience doesn't exist in the time. From this, very rationally, we can say that time and space is limited, and time and space is not eternal. So now the author is telling here, so based on these three experiences, which are not inclusive and which are exclusive, by this you can understand that you had experience of dream sleep, you had experience of dreams, you had experience of waking state. That means what? There should be someone who is a common among all these three states of experience, and that common person is you, and that's what we know, we call by the name Atman, or Brahman, or consciousness, or awareness, or Purusha, or the divine principle. So the existence of Purusha, or the divinity, or the witness among all three states of experience, the author is trying to explain. Why? To understand that I am above all these things, or I am beyond all these things. I am not disturbed, or I am not perturbed. I am not getting changed. Nirvikara. No changes at all from these three states of experience. So again, he tells that then what is these three states of experience and what is the consciousness? In the next verse, he tries to tell in a still precise way or in a concise way. Trayamevam bhavet mitya gunatraya vinirmitam asya drashta gunatito nityo hi ekaschidatmakaha. Thus, all these three states of experience are unreal in as much as they are creation of the three gunas. But their witness is beyond all the three gunas, and it is nature of eternal world, and it is consciousness itself. Now the whole world is made up of three gunas, three qualities. What is the three qualities? One is sattva, the second is rajas, and the third is tamas. How to understand it in a simple way? The tamas is known for darkness, ignorance, sleep, laziness, all qualities are there. This represents tamas. Someone is active, he wants to do something, he wants to achieve something, he wants to progress in his life, he wants to be a celebrity, he wants to be an achiever, and he is hyperactive. All this activity, qualities, the qualities with respect to activities belong to Rajoguna. And one wishes to be, he or she wishes to be calm, serene, quiet, meditative, hunger knowledge person, leading a simple life, leading a pure life, leading a divine life, or life dedicated to know the divinity. Such type of pure qualities, spiritual qualities are known as Sattva Guna. So the whole world is made up of these three gunas, and even this body and everything is made up of three gunas. And here, author is telling the three states of experience also is made up of these three gunas. What does it mean? Tamo guna is full of deep sleep. The deep sleep is full of tamo guna. That's why we get a deep sleep. Inactivity, complete inactivity. And the rajoguna is in dream state. And in the waking state, sattva guna pradhana. Then that means what? Someone is lazy in the waking state also. Then how can you say that? Yes, generally these three states there, tamoguna, rajoguna, sattvaguna is pradhana, but other gunas are also mixed there. Someone is lazy even in the waking state means for him, the tamoguna is more dominant, more dormant. That's why the person is a lazy person. He doesn't want to work. He doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't want to achieve. He wants to do always procrastination. All these things, whatever laziness, we all know that. So that means what? He has got more of tamoguna. So they are saying, so he's saying that these three states of experience consists of these three gunas, and the Purusha or the Atman or the consciousness is beyond these three gunas, or it is not made up of these three gunas. Since so I am the witness and I am the consciousness itself, and I am not bound by these three gunas, or I am not these three gunas. I am beyond these three gunas or three qualities. That is what has been told. Now, again, probably it will appear as an hypothetical argument for many of us. How to understand this? I will give an example. Golden ring, fine. Golden bangle, fine. And golden necklace, fine. Can I interchange it? Where I was wearing a golden necklace, instead of that, can I put a golden ring? No, you can't. Okay, I was using golden ring here for my fingers. Can I use golden bangle here? No. Similarly, when I'm using golden bangle here, can I use golden necklace or golden ring? No. Why? Because golden ring is meant for only fingers, golden bangle is meant for hands, and golden necklace is meant for to put in and around the neck. It has got its specific functional aspects. Fine. Based on its functions, based on its shape, it has got particular name, which are used for rings. It is called, fingers, it is called ring. And which are used for hands, it is called bangles or bracelet, and which is used for neck, it is called necklace. So it has got particular shape, it has got particular functional aspect, and it has got particular name. Fine. Golden ring, golden bangle, golden necklace. Now I ask, remove the gold from all these three things. What exists? Nothing exists. Why? Because the gold was common in all these three things, but because of different shape, and because of different functions, and it has got different names, that's all. But the common thing, the substratum, the substance behind all these three things is gold only. When we remove the gold, then these three things ceases to exist. Isn't it? So similarly, behind all these three gunas, there is a underlying current called Purusha, called Atman, called Brahman, called consciousness. So try to understand, my dear. And these trigunas are done by Maya. And again, the Maya is not different from Purusha, from Brahman. It is only the power of Brahman. How to understand? Just like there is a wood, and there is a fire, and there is a burning power in that. There is a fire, and there is a burning power in that. Can we separate them? One is substance called fire, the quality is called burning. Can we separate them? No. Can it exist independently, both of them? No. But so fire and burning fire, capacity or burning fire. So similarly, the Brahman and Maya are same thing, and this Trigunatmika and these trigunas, three qualities, are part of Maya, and the Maya is the power of Brahman. That's all. There is no difference actually. So only you have to understand that you are the substratum of all these three things. Just like the gold is a substratum for these three things. There are different shapes, different names, different functional aspects. One cannot be interchanged for another. We all accept. We all understand that. We respect also. Yes, but the common substance or the substratum for all these things, golden bangle, golden ring, golden necklace, is only gold. So once you remove the gold, all the three ceases to exist. So similarly, the Brahman or the Atman or the consciousness alone is real. When you remove the gold, all these three things ceases to exist. When you remove the Atman or Brahman or consciousness, then all these things ceases to exist. Means what? It doesn't have its own independent existence. That's what we mean it. We don't say that it doesn't exist, just like non-existence, asat, like a flower in the sky. Oh, there's a beautiful flower in the sky. It cannot happen at all. Isn't it? But it is not like that. That means, instead of that, we say golden ring, golden bangle, golden necklace, all fine. But the gold is real. The others are only different shapes. Now, you can, put into the fire and you can remove the gold and you can do some other thing. You can make a golden throne for you. Fine. It can be interchangeable, no doubt. But the gold is constant. It has got different names and based on forms and based on functional aspects. So the consciousness, the witness is alone is true based on these three states of experience, the author is telling. Why? Because you are the experiencer of the deep sleep. I cannot experience your deep sleep. I can experience only my deep sleep. Similarly, I cannot experience your dreams. I have to experience my dreams and you have to experience your dreams. And I have to experience my waking state. And I can see that you are waking physically, but mentally and really you are waking or not, I can't understand completely, but to a certain extent we can understand, no doubt. So in all these three states, one common person is there, one common thing is there. Who is that? That is I, and that I denotes. I is what? Brahman or Atman or consciousness. That is what? Subject. That is what in the 58th verse they are told. In the 59th verse, what happens? Now, you may get questions. Samjay, I'm a very pragmatic person. Now, the moment this ignorance is removed, what happens? What happens? This question may come, or what is the use of studying Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta? What is the use of studying that, okay, I am Brahman, not the body, not the matter, not the mind, etc. What will happen to me? Will I get two horns? Or my bank balance gets increased? Or will I get some good job or whatever? For that, the Vedanta is answering in the 59th verse. Yadvat mrudi ghatabhrantim shukto va rajatastitam tadvad brahmani jivatvam vakshamano na pashyati. Means, just as after the illusion has gone, one is no more deluded to see a jar or pot in the earth, silver in the nacre, so does one no more so individualness in Brahman when the latter is realized as the sun. Now we have got Beda Buddhi. I am separate, you are separate, everyone is separate, and everything are separate. But the moment we understand that all these things, then nothing, we understand that everything is pervaded by Brahman or consciousness. Ishavasyamidam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat. In whatever existing in the world, whatever existing, starting from atom to mountains, everything has been pervaded by the consciousness Isha, isn't it? So that's what we have to understand. And how to probably give an example, I will give one example, still you will understand this idea. Now, there 4 toys were brought in the house because 4 children were in the house, 4 toys were brought. The toys were made up of same material and it weighs, the shape of it more or less it is same. And the cost of the toys are also same. But only there were difference in color. Maybe a bit change, small changes in the shapes. One was black toy, the other was blue in color, the other was white in color, the other is saffron color. 4 toys, different colors, maybe a bit different in shapes or sizes, very not much significant difference. So 4 of same quality and same price, the 4 toys were brought to our house and we had 4 children. Now the war started in the house. Why? 2 of them wanted black and 2 of them wanted saffron. Now elders started telling, my dear, whether it is a blue, whether it is white, whether it is a black, or whether it is saffron, it is after all a toy. Just you want to play, you can play. What is there? Why you want to strike? Why you want to do war? Why you want to fight, my dear? It doesn't make any change. It's of same material. So just have the toy and have a fun, play. Don't do that. We said, no, I want that only. Otherwise, I will not do it. We start crying and we might have done all these child pranks when we were children. How much ever our mother, our father, elders of the family, grandma, grandpa, they have told, we might not have listened. We might have cried bitterly. Sometimes we might have got scoldings, beatings or whatever. So after 20 or 30 years, the same incident occurred in my house. Now I am grown up of the age of 25, 30 years. The same thing happened in the house. When I'm seeing, it reminds me of my childhood memories and I start laughing. Same thing we also done. And the same thing has been again repeated. The history repeats. So same thing has been repeated with the children. Maybe cousin brothers or whomever, children or whomever, any children among our family members. There is no difference in the toy. The only difference was giving the value to that. And because I have grown mentally, I have grown intellectually, I know the worth of it. So it is whether white, or it is black or red or saffron toy, it doesn't make any sense. Toy is an instrument just for play. Whereas now I am grown physically and mentally, intellectually, so I don't give any value to it. But when I was small, when I was not grown mentally, intellectually, for me, that was the alpha and omega of my life. That was very, very important for my life. Externally, there was no change in the world or in the thing, but there is so much change in my perspective or in my understanding. That's the reason I don't give any value to it now. I laugh at it, I smile at it, isn't it? So similarly, there may not be change in the world. There may not be change in my lifestyle. There may not be change in my people, family, external surroundings, but my perception, the value to all these things, whatever I used to give earlier, before realization of the I am Brahman or I am consciousness, and after realization, the amount of reality, the amount of truth or value I give to it, it will be totally different. I may continue to do the same work. I may continue the same lifestyle. I may have the same relationship with my different family members and outside people. But in reality, I will be knowing what all these things, and I will not be moved or I will not be perturbed by this. That is what has been told in the 59th verse. Atman is the substratum for all these things. Just like if it is a 4 plastic toys, the plastic material is the substratum. The plastic material has done in particular shape. That's all. When you remove the plastic thing from that, then the name and form only, it ceases to exist. It's only just color. It's all. But for all the 4 is made up of plastic material only. Isn't it? So the moment you understand that, you will be able to, you will not be perturbed. For example, you take a golden bangle and you take a golden necklace and you say, oh, golden bangle is very nice. It looks so nice and it is a very new design. So you should give more for this. And golden necklace is a old one, 20, 30 years before. So you can give less price. That is what your argument when you go to the goldsmith shop. Then the goldsmith laughs and tells whether it is old or new, whether the design is welcoming, whether the design is new or old. It doesn't make sense, madam. What is the weight? How much gold is there in the bangle and how much gold is there in the necklace? That's all it matters for me. The gold in the bangle is 10 grams. The gold in the necklace is 50 grams or 15 or 20 grams. So I give more value to the golden necklace than the golden bangle. No, you are an old person. You don't know. The gold bangle is brand new. 6 months before I got it. And it is so nice. And it is very lucrative. And the golden necklace is my grandniece. So many years old, my dear. You don't understand. You are a fool, I think. He laughs at it. You may say anything, my dear, but I give more value to the golden necklace. Why? Because it has got more gold. I can make any shape. I can give any name, any designs, fine. But I see always how much content of gold is there. When I dissolve it in the fire, how much gold I can get it, that's all my concern is. But when we go, we all see with the designs and colors, blah, blah, all these things, and we get moved and we use it and we enjoy it. Never mind, we should do it, you should do it. But in reality, how much gold is there in that? Only the goldsmith's concern is. So similarly, there are so many things in this world. We enjoy, we suffer, all these things fine. But behind this, it doesn't have its own independent existence apart from the Brahman or the Atman or consciousness. And just from one more example is like, oh, there's a beautiful table. Fine. I will ask, where is the table? Okay, in front of your eyes. I say, it is a wood. What? Are you mad? It is not wood, it is a table. Yes, it is a table. The wood has been cut in a particular shape and it has designed in a particular shape and it has placed. Then can you, whatever the table is doing, the function of the table, can you do with the wood? May not be. The particular shape and particular look, all these things, can you give for the wood? Can you get from the just mere wood? May not be. Then how can you say that it is wood? My dear, the wood has been carved or been cut in a particular shape and it has been placed. That's all. It looks lucrative, no doubt. It has got functional aspect, no doubt. I don't deny it, but it is just a wood. If you remove the wood from the table, then the table ceases to exist. That is what when we say the Advaitins, when we say that the Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya. The Brahman alone is real, the world is an appearance. When we say that this is what the wood and the table. The wood is real, the table is an appearance. Why? Because the moment you remove the wood, table ceases to exist. Just like water and ocean, wave. Oh, what a terrible waves. Wonderful. What a beautiful waves. Why don't you imagine? Yes, definitely imagine. Then I start telling, oh, it is nothing but water. Oh, my dear Vedantin, that's a problem with you people. Everywhere you go, always to the substance, and you forget enjoying. No, I'm not saying that you should not enjoy. Definitely we should enjoy. We should enjoy the waves. We should enjoy the scenery and all, no doubt. But in reality, the only water in particular name, it is in a particular form because of gravitational force or whatever. If we say by the name wave and by you are enjoying that. I'm not negating your experience. And I don't say that you should not enjoy. You should not experience all these things. I don't say that. But only I say that understand the reality. It has its reality, its existence is in the water, not in the wave. So water has taken the particular shape in a particular form. So in that particular form, we are calling it by the name wave. So that's what water alone is real and the wave is an appearance. So the Brahman or the Atman or the consciousness alone is real and everything is an appearance. So the moment you understand, then you are the free person. So the wrong notion we have got, matter exists and body, mind, soul, everything is there. Sometimes I attached with my body and I'm attached with my mind. I am attached with the people and I suffer. So how to come out from this suffering? How to attain the freedom? How to attain happiness, bliss during my lifetime, not after death, during my lifetime? Then they say that the Advaita Vedanta say that remove the wrong notion, remove the misconception, remove the superimposition. Then you can be happy. What is that superimposition? Wrong notion. I am the body, I am the matter, I am the house, or I am so and so, etc., etc. You are none of these things. You are the only consciousness, or the Atman or Brahman. The moment you know, when you know the reality, when the wrong notion is removed, you can live the happiest life, blissful life, living in this mundane world with the same lifestyle. You can continue and you can live the happiest life. That's why we should study Advaita Vedanta, and that's why you should attend for the Aparokshanubhuti classes. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu. Any questions?
No, not question, but comment to understand how to nullify these. The basic difference with our so-called Jagrat state is that as it feels like we can control the situations, event, whereas when we are in dream, it comes like it is just happening, like we don't have any control over this. We cannot even recreate or do the things twice or something like that. So that kind of mastery over the Jagrat state, how do we negate and say that no, still it is a dream only?
Yeah, two things. One is we should be aware. We are not aware that we are not aware. I am not conscious that I am not conscious. This is the paradox in our life. We always say that we are conscious, we are conscious, we are conscious, but I'm not conscious of my conscious. The moment when you start, that's what mindfulness or mindful practice, all this. The moment when you are conscious of your conscious, the moment you are aware of your awareness, a lot of the problems can be tackled, can be handled. The first point is. And first is we should have this notion, yes, I am the awareness or consciousness. Initially it is a notion. Then slowly, when you keep on doing this mental exercise and spiritual exercise, intellectual exercise, this notion becomes strong, slowly, and it can repeat little longer and all. So probably when you are doing same thing further again and again, you will get somewhere very clear understanding and confidence that, yes, I am that consciousness or Atman or Brahman. All these things are there as a material or a weapon or instruments for my life, that's all. But I am not, I'm beyond it or I am away from this, but I am not these things. These things you will be able to understand. And the moment even you understand properly, clearly, then you don't stick to these things. Wherever you are there, then it doesn't bother you. That's why you have to keep on thinking again and again. One is that, and second is controlling the conscious mind. Just for an example, people ask how to control the anger. First, I say that first accept or understand that you have got a problem of anger. The moment you understand that, yes, I have got a problem of anger, that is the first step in the improvement. First step. Second thing, when the anger is coming, you immediately should be aware that, yes, I'm getting angry. I'm getting angry. I should control. It is easy to say, but it is not that easy to control. At least you should be aware that when the conscious, when your anger is starting, then at least the force of it will be reduced to larger extent. I wanted to control the anger, I couldn't do it. Okay, felt bad, you pray and all these things. We give some exercises and keep on trying. Sometimes, yes, you could control anger for little time, afterwards not. Again, keep on continuing exercise. Larger extent you could control. Then afterwards you will have a control, or you will have a mastery over the anger. Then whenever is necessary, you will get angry to show the things or to put the things in proper, either in the family or in the profession, but you will have a completely control over the anger. So consciously living is the solution for all of our problems. That's according to me. But we are not conscious that we are not conscious.